Hello and welcome to lesson 1 of week 12. In this lesson, we are going to look at another collection type called set in Python. My name is Mildred. Sets are used to store multiple items in a single variable, and just like list, we declare a set has a comma separated list of items, but instead of the square brackets that we have in list, we use curly brace. So let me say set1 is equal to a pair of curly braces, and I will declare items. So we're going to use names. Let's say I want to use Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I have set2, and I'm going to have Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and then I have Martha. I'm going to make this longer, and I'm going to make this a little longer. Now, sets are not ordered, so you never know the order or the index, which means that they're not indexed. Sets are not changeable. Once you create a set, you cannot change it. You can only add or delete items, but you cannot update items in the set. Sets cannot allow duplicate values. Another way we can create a set is by using the set constructor. Let's say set3 is equal to set, and remember, 2 pair, and then you name all of the items for the set. If we want to look at the length or the number of items in the set, we use the len function, and we say we want to get the length of, let's say, set1 for instance. And so let's print this. So we're printing length of set1, and I'll save this, I'll run, and then we have the length is 7 because there are 7 items in set1. If we use the type method like we've seen previously, we are going to get the data type of set1, which is class set. If we want to print items of a set, we can only use a for loop. Let's say I want to print the items of set3. I'll say for, I'll choose any name for an iterator. For I in set3, what I want to do is print I. So it is going to loop through. So I is the iterator, so the I will keep going through each one and printing it out. So when I save, I'll clear and I'll run, and then you get all of the items in set3 printed out. We are going to look at loops in detail in later lessons. If I want to add items to a set, I will use the add method. So let's say I want to add something to set1. So I'll say set1.add David. And when I print set1, I'm going to have David added to the list of set1. Now, because it is not ordered or indexed, we don't know which position this will be added in. So it's added after Mary, and so it randomly selects where to add. The same way, if I decide to use the pop method here, if I say set1.pop, it will remove item, but we don't know in advance what item will be dropped from the set because it's not indexed, it's not ordered. It just randomly takes out something from the set. And now we said set1.pop, we still have Martha, Joseph. So there's no order to what is returned, and there's no order to what is going to be popped out from the set. If we want to add any iterable to a set, whether list or dictionary or tuple to a set, we can use the update method. And when I say set1.update set2, and when I print out set1, I will have the combination of set1 and set2 mixed together. It drops out the duplicates and only prints out unique values for the set. Now, sets are not ordered and not indexed. You don't know what order it will come in. We can use the union method to achieve this same thing. Save. When I clear and refresh, it will print that out, and I have the union of both. And what the union does here also drops duplicates and prints out the values, only one of the values. So we have Jesus in set2, Jesus in set1. It prints out just one Jesus and not both of them. The same thing with the Mary, the same thing with the Joseph. It will not print them out twice because they exist in both sets. It's only going to print out unique values. If we want to remove an item, we can use the remove method like this. If I say I want to remove set1.remove, and what I want to remove from set1 is John. And when I print out set1, set1 should no longer have John as part of it, the list. We can also use discard instead of remove here to remove an item. So if I say discard, and this time I don't want to discard John, but I want to discard, let's say, Peter. Save this, clear, and then I'll run. We'll find Peter is removed from the list of set1. Just like we have in list and tuples, we can use the clear method to empty a set. If we say set1.clear, we empty the set like this. If we say delete set1, we delete the entire set like this. So note that we can't change the items in a set. We can add, we can remove. It is not ordered, it is not indexed, and it does not allow duplicate values. Another thing you want to know in a set is that if you have a number 1 in a set like this, and you have the boolean true in a set, it is seen as the same. So when set1 union set2 is only going to pick 1 or true, but not both. True and 1 are exactly the same value in the context of a set. We have other methods that we can use. If we want to keep only duplicate values, we have a method called intersection update. Let's say set1 dot intersection update set2. So when we do this like this, and let me print out set1, I'll delete this. So what this does is that it keeps only the duplicate values and it discards the other values. So when I run this, we have true here, it discards 1 because 1 and true are seen as the same. Joseph exists in both sets, so it keeps it. Martha exists in both sets, it keeps it. Mary and Jesus exist. So Isaac, Abraham do not exist, and so you don't have that. We also have just intersection method that you can use. So I want you to try this out and see what they return. And when you do set1.intersection set2, what this does is that it prints out the intersection of both. It's just like you're joining both, but it only takes the duplicate values and drops the unique values. We have other methods that I want you to check out and see what they return. We have something called isDisjoint, and what isDisjoint does is return whether two sets have an intersection or not. We'll say set1 does isDisjoint, and so let's assign this to a variable. Let's say we assign this to a variable a is equal to this, and we'll print a, and this will tell me whether this method have an intersection or not. So it will return either true or false. So I'll run this and I will get false. So it will return true if none of the items are present in both sets. Otherwise it will return false, and because we have items that are present in both sets, it returns false. We have another method that we call a subset, and this returns whether another set contains this set or not. So if I say is subset here instead of isDisjoint, leave this clear and run, I'll get false also, because it will check and return true if all the items in the set exist in another set. Otherwise it will return false, because not all the items exist. There are unique items that are unique to set 2, and so it returns false. We have other symmetric difference and symmetric difference update, where the symmetric difference returns a set with symmetric differences of 2 sets, or symmetric difference of updates inserts the symmetric differences from one set into the other. So research about this, but these are pretty much all the set methods that we have. Research about them, see how they are used. One thing you have to bear in mind that a set only allows unique items, and what we normally use sets for in software development is when we have a list, or we have a tuple, or we have any other collection type, and we want just unique values out of this. We want the unique values to be stored. What I just do is use the set constructor and pass the list into the set constructor to make it a set, which automatically drops the duplicates from the items, and then you can perform other operations that you want to perform. So this is where we end this lesson. In the next lesson, we are going to look at dictionary in Python.